Hey people, yeah, back with another live again. Feeling well bored and thing. But you see, pertaining to the title of this live, some women will never understand the sacrifices that we as men had to make for them, eh? So with that, I wanna go back to, I think it was the year. Let's see if I can remember that year. 2008, 2008, 2007. Yeah, 2007, right? That was practically the same year that my daughter was born, right? 2007, right? I wasn't working at the time. I was like doing like also, you know, selling like a CD and thing by the side of the road and thing. Then the year after that in 2008, I think that is when I was working with Island Security, I think. Yeah, Island Security. I worked with them for about 9 months, then back to square one again now working again, and let me just see the business and thing now. You understand? Right, so it was tough. It was real tough, eh? Now I lie tell you, them years there, the struggle was real, now I could tell you that straight out, eh? But I had my daughter, so I was trying to look out for my daughter in the best way I could. You understand? I remember them time there. I go on the road to see one little money I can make selling my little music and thing, and sometimes just $10 I make for the day. You check? And that $10 I just had to get things for my daughter to eat. You see, a lot of people just watch a lot of us walking around, but it doesn't know that the struggles and the things that we had to go through as men to prove ourselves, eh? You understand? And I would like to tell you, some of y'all women, y'all think a bit too near. Or they think too near because the sacrifices that are being made, alright? Betty and you'll get well, I don't deal with them thing again, but I'm gonna make it up to you. Get CDs. Yeah. So as I was saying, alright, you see, there's a lot of hidden sacrifices that we as men make for women, right? And the thing about it is that these sacrifices are the ones that come off as a form of reproach because then, we may point it out not knowing that, and these are the things that come off as a form of reproach, but it's not really that. It's just the hidden sacrifices, right? So, back to the story again, right? So, like, as I say, when I make a little $10, I just have to go straight into feeding my daughter, right? You understand? Because, by newly become a father and I trying to do better than my father did for me. So, I try to be there for my daughter, right? So, then time will go by, and fast forwarding now to 2010. That is when I started to work with Andal and Associates. But I was really, really glad for that job, because I tell you straight out, I don't see that some of the struggles and things coming to an end. You understand? And it was actually around the same time, like now, what we're presently in with all this coronavirus and this thing. I ain't lying to tell you, I was a match band, but I'm starting to feel that March is one of the worst year. One of the worst months in the calendar, You understand? But I love my month because I find a lot of wrong things happen to me happen within March month, within March and April. You understand? There's so many different stories that I could give with things that happened to me in life around March and April. But anyways, the struggle was real. And I tell you, I just try to treat everything with a smile. But that story kind of touched me a lot. So let's go back now to working with Andal and Associates, right? I think I actually started to work on the 15th, if I can remember right, the 15th of March 2010. I got a job a day before my birthday, alright? Now, I real glad I get out because I say, well, all these struggles and thing, could come to and I could able to look after my daughter a little better and my daughter more at the time we were together and stuff and thing, you check. So, 3 weeks into the work, which would have had been, I think it was a Good Friday. It was 3 weeks after the time I started working on a Good Friday. I just taken with some pain. Alright, that was the Saturday, I think. I take it with some pain this Saturday. Well, my belly hurting. I thinking it's gas. Well, I have all kind of remedy for gas, so I try thing. I mean, I grew up with my mother, and I hardly used to sick, so anytime something go, my mother always had a remedy for it. So I decided I go now. I drink some bush, I drink some hot water, salt, all kind of thing I try. You understand? To see if I could get rid of that tummy ache, boy. I telling you, you know. But anyways, the Sunday, which would have had been the Easter Sunday, right? I go across by one of my partner because I was working for, I think, 1 o'clock, right? Go across the whole morning I day in pain. Well, my partner do so, he say, boy, drink a Rivers, you know, and the Rivers go break the gas. That is what I thinking. So I take a shot away. That shot stick in my throat and he don't want to go down. He did right there and he don't want to go down, but I say, nah, that don't normal, boy. You understand? Do so now, and I call to work and I tell him I can't come because I'm feeling well, you check. So I do so now, and the rest of the day, this Sunday, I lie down in bed. Now, when I was young, I was always powerful. I always had a powerful size, you understand? I had a built. You check, people used to call me, what else say, all them old ladies like to say they look like a young planting tree or a young blogger tree or something, so you know you're strong and you're powerful and thing. You know, as I started growing, I kind of started losing the weight and thing, but eventually around that time I had picked back up some size because I started to gym. So I had a very powerful build. I tell you, it took me 2 days and I lose 120 pounds. And at that time I was weighing like what, 230 something, you know. I find that was strange. But anyways, my mother was by my side still. The Monday, I spent the whole day Monday in pain. I start vomiting, all kind of thing, because yo, I don't know what's going on with me, I telling you straight out. So I spent now like what, 3 days in pain. That would have been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning. I telling you straight out, Tuesday morning, my mother decided, you know what, yo, you have to go by the hospital. And I is the kind of person I don't like doctor, telling you straight out. And a little bit of confession here now. Anytime I get sick, I only go by the doctor for a sick leave. I don't buy no medication, I don't take no medication. I deal with it by rest and drinking enough water, getting enough fluid. That's how I used to deal with me getting sick, right? It's only one time when I had a little lung infection that I actually took the medication, and I just started bringing up a pile of mucus and thing off from my chest, all kind of thing. You understand? That was the only time I ever took medication in my life. But I don't believe in this medication thing. My head hurt me, sleep and water. You understand? I take some shower with my head. If I have a fever, same thing. But anyways, going back to the story now. So Tuesday morning now, decide to go down in the hospital. You understand? I'm passing by the work. I was working on Dalani Carnage. I'm passing by the work to let them know what is what, going up in the hospital, because I already spent 2 days home. You understand? And I just get a little work and thing, eh? Time 3 weeks into the work. When I do so now, go by the hospital. You know, well, all I know the hospital system in Grenada is forever. And I reach up in the hospital since 8 o'clock in the morning. You understand? 12 o'clock I did in pain and I can't get attended to yet. Watch, I tell you something just grab my belly there, and that thing just trigger that little demon I've been trying to hide inside of me. But I start to let go somebody up in the hospital up there, you know. Well, before I turn twice, I see a nurse around come and she take me and she bring me back. You understand? Do so now, they bring a little Cuban doctor. The man did a prostate test on me, boy, that shit was uncomfortable anyways. Alright? Tap my stomach, left, right, and eventually, you know, the man tell him straight out, just send me down on the water. No. I had to go under the knife, and up to now they did. And listen, all of that going on, they don't tell me what do me yet. You understand? All of that happened there, and they don't tell me what do me yet. No. So I spent Tuesday in the hospital. You understand? Wednesday now, after that Tuesday, right? I find, well, I lie down on the bed there, I ain't so much of pain. I can't turn left, I can't turn right, I can't raise my hand, because trust me, when I tell you my body get weaker and I drop in weight and I losing weight, and I tell you, them time they had a little belly and thing, well, Betty and you know I had my belly and thing, you understand? Belly look like a woman ready to drop, belly fall down. You understand? So when I do so now, about the morning, about 9 o'clock the Wednesday morning, I see they come and they put meal before my out, or maybe just before the time they just give breakfast. Could have been a little bit earlier. Right? So they come and they put that thing on my bed, meal before my out. You understand? So I think in professional term that means now this person is supposed to eat because they have to go under the knife, they have to go under operation. You understand? Well, I do so one thing now, I do. And I hungry, you know, belly start to bubble, but trust me, you know, my mother want nothing at all, you know. Till I finish about 3 bottles of drips in about maybe an hour time, you know, or the bag or whatever thing they does have there. Because I dehydrated there. Yeah, I tell you when I do so now, people come for me about 12 o'clock. When I lie down on the bed there now, I just feel something cold run across my tummy. And then the pain stopped. I was like, okay. But I was real weak. I couldn't tell them nothing. You understand? So I do so now and bring me in the elevator, bring me up in the theater room. And the last thing I could remember was the doctor telling me to put up my hand because like they had my hand out, right? To strap down my hand or whatever they plan to do, and they inject me with some anesthetics. Yo, by the time I put up the right hand, my left hand and my right hand go up because they put the anesthetics in my left hand. By the time my right hand go up, I don't know nothing again. You know? Well, do so now. And about, well, all of a sudden, I just kind of like was in and out, right? So it's like I gained consciousness. I saw 3 nurses, 2 in blue, the kind of heavy blue or beige or whatever color, the kind of purple, the kind of heavy, them trainees or whatever, I don't know. But anyways, he had 1 in white and 2 in blue. You understand? When I do so now, fall back asleep again. Next thing you know, when I get up again now, I get up like, you know, like when you're trying to drown somebody and you have them under the water there, and then, well, not trying to drown somebody, like somebody trying to drown you, right? And you're under the water and then you come up and that gasp of breath you make there. That's what it was like for me. I just make a big gasp of breath, right? And they had a mask on my face. Just grab funny mask one time and I pull out of my face. You understand? When I pull out of my face now, I see a nurse come and she just grab me hand like I wake up with some kind of strength I never had. You understand? I make one pull in us almost fall because she alone that was in there with me, right? You understand? And she had to call for them, me and them, so they had to come now and strap me down. Because I don't know what's going on there, but I wake up with a fright and fighting for my life now. You understand? When I do so, first thing I look for is a clock. You understand? And I saw it was like about 7:15 the evening. So I was like, okay. And I asked her us, well, what's going on, what are you doing here? And she telling me calm down, she will talk to me just now. She's trying to put back the mask on my face. I tell her I don't want that. I tell her I can't breathe between that. I can't breathe through that. So they put the thing, you know, they put it up in your nose or whatever, you check. And I was able to breathe, and then I had us to be in like a sitting position. I couldn't be lying flat because like my lungs get heavy, everything, you understand? Because lying flat I can't breathe. So she had to keep me a bit elevated enough. You understand? So when I do so now and I really like regain consciousness, I see my belly tape up. So I was like, yo, what the hell going on here? You understand? So I asked her what happened, and then she don't even telling me nothing. You understand? But anyways, I leave that there. I fall back asleep. I may spend the night in the recovery room, then the morning they bring me back down on the water. Then when the doctor passed me out, then the doctor telling me that I had a ruptured appendix. You know? You understand? My appendix bust on me and it bust in the hospital. You know? But apart from that, I took too long to address it because I had pain from since the Saturday, which was the first sign that there was a problem. You understand? But you know, in life we always ignore the problem. You understand? Anyways, spent maybe the rest of the week in the hospital. I came out in the hospital, I think it was on the 12th of April or somewhere around there. You understand? I came out the hospital on Monday. Right? They gave me 1 week to take out the stitches, and then they tell me, I had to come back in 1 month time, so they give me a month sick leave, right? Yo, for that time I was home now, right? That is where the story really getting a bit touchy, né? For that time I been home there, right? I had to go in the hospital and see how I became demobilized. Can't move on my own because what I had was an open surgery, right? So I have a scar up my tummy. You understand? Where they had to open me up in order to clean that thing, eh? You understand? Yo, for that time I been home, that was rather real stressful because all I studying, oh my child eating. You understand? And I just started working, so my benefits from NIS wasn't nothing much. You understand? I maybe got like what, $192 because I just started back working. And then what 1 week pay I had in, and I knew that would have had finished. You understand? And then my head started hurt me. Oh, your child. You understand? I worried about my daughter eating. You understand? But anyways, push come to shove, every morning I had to go in the clinic, right? That time I was staying on the cemetery that is behind the police station in St. David's. So I started to walk across to Bellevue. I couldn't take bus because I couldn't climb into a bus because of the bandages and the stitches and everything. So I used to have to walk. I used to take my time and walk every morning. But based on the people that I bring to them, it doesn't matter what time I reach, I get in attended to on time. Right, so coming up now to the week when his stitches were supposed to be removed now, right? You understand? Because since I've been in the hospital, I'm telling the nurse, I say, hey, that said my tummy looking a bit too high. You understand? She telling me that I come with a big tummy. I say, miss, I know myself, and I say, that said my tummy a bit too high. You understand? Well, you know them nurse and them already. Well, I decided I don't argue with she because anyone she put me back on no anesthetics and then I had to sleep for the time I did in the hospital. You understand? So I just decided to leave that day. But anyways now, coming now to the day when the stitches had to be removed now. Go now stick out the bandage. She cut the first stitch, cut the second stitch, and then I hear she bawled, ooh. I was like, what happened there? She cut the third one. When she cut the third one, yo, if you see pause that style come out in that thing, and then first thing that go through my mind, that the same thing I telling us in the hospital. You understand? That side of my tummy too high. I tell you, if you see pause that come out in that, you understand? Now they had to rush me from Bellevue clinic now to Vincent's clinic because that is where the district doctor was, right? Because I was assigned to him. You understand? They call him and he say, bring me down. So that the first time I get out right in an umbrella and says, you know, I feeling kind of thing now. They in an ambulance making noise, all kind of thing. You understand? Go down there now. The man spent at least 10 minutes squeezing pus out of that cut, you know. You understand? And he had to lead the rest of the stitches, you know. And he couldn't himself put back the tree that was cut already, you understand? Because the skin was tender. You understand? Up to now, I cannot really feel. And that was since 2010, and we're in 2020 now. And up to now, I still can't really even feel much on that side of my tummy. If somebody slapped me there, I don't really feeling it, right? You have to be passing your hand on it kind of lightly and just keep passing it. For after a while, you just create a sensation and I might feel your hand there. But up to now, I don't have feelings on that side of my tummy, which is my right side, right? But anyways, now, back to where the doctor now, right? So eventually spent 20 minutes squeezing out pus, and then it keep draining, you understand? So eventually now he just had to bandage me back up, and then he tell me now every morning just make sure and come and let it clean it and dress it and thing, right? So I did that for another week. Supplies home running low, and I studying, yo, I want to go back to work because my daughter had to eat. You understand? Anyways, do so now. The 30 days sick leave they gave me up, and my cut still draining. You understand? I still have my stitches on. You understand? After 30 days, you understand? A problem that could have had been corrected since in the hospital because I did draw it to the nurse attention. You understand? Now, after that, now I was supposed to go back and extend my sick leave. You understand? The mosquito man, what is the scene? I was supposed to extend my sick leave, right? But all I studying that my daughter had to eat. You understand? Like all are going through my head, yeah. My daughter had to eat. Right? I call the workplace, I call the manager, right, of the security department at the point in time because security worker was doing late. Right? He asked me if I'm sure that I'm okay to come back to work. I tell him, man, I don't have a choice. I want to come back to work. See me now, right? He tell me okay. Make the schedule, he call me back. I had to work. Give me basically daytime to work only, right? You understand? So in the morning before I go to work, I still used to have to go in the clinic and dress. You understand? When I take in a bus, I had to hold my belly, you understand, to climb in a bus. At that point in time, I used to only ride two places, either in the front or right behind the driver. You understand? That is how it was for me. That was a sacrifice that I had to make because all I studying is that my daughter had to eat. You understand? Sometimes when I did on work, I had to go and change my jersey because I cut draining and it dirty my jersey. I used to go to work with two jerseys. That is what I'm telling you, boy. People doesn't understand the sacrifices that some of us men just have to make. You understand? I telling you, I telling you for the next month and a half, you understand? I go into work to feed my daughter and I cut draining. You understand? I cut draining, I telling you straight out. You understand? But at the end of it now, at the end, me and my daughter more than not together. And look at the sacrifices that I made. Now I have pointed out only my daughter, right? You understand? Because I cannot live for my daughter right now. You understand? But at the same time it was them. It was both of them. At that I did that sacrifice for. You understand? Took that level of discomfort. I'm telling you, Them time they went, watch, let me tell you straight out. Right now they say if you had a sneeze, you had either sneeze in your hand or whatever the case may be. Them time they when I had to sneeze, I couldn't bar my face and I had to hold my stomach. You understand? I had to hold my stomach. I'm telling you, you check. So you see the reason why I decide to give that story, yeah? Is because, sometimes I see women battering men on Facebook. You understand? I don't saying that, yes, some other men and them is dog. But at the same time, too, a lot of us just have to pay the penalty, yeah? A lot of us just have to pay the penalty because sometimes we don't do you all nothing and we just have to suffer for it. You understand what I'm saying? You check. But men, as men, we does make a lot of sacrifices. You understand? In order to make sure that we keep our home. We just have to make a lot of sacrifices. But I remember when I think when they fight for security get a raise of pay, right? That was the first phase where they changed it from $4 to $3 to from $4 to $6, right? Because when I used to work with Island Security, I used to work for $4 an hour, right? When I was started with $1, I was working for $6 an hour. So when they just changed the shift, when they just changed the concept of how they wanted security to work, right? Now we had to work 5-hour shift for $6. That is when I was working in Andal, right? Now I decided. Now how this system was, it was a split shift, right? So you work 5 hours in the morning, then you might have to work 5 hours in the evening. You understand where I'm coming from? You check. Now eventually, right? When I do so, I decided, what? I ain't taking the extra 5 hours. Let me just work the 5 hours and see what's going on. When I take the 5 hours now, I think I had fast cash to pay. I was paying fast cash at the time. And then, what it was again? I think I had some other little bills and things like, you had to pay your NIS and and a lot of pension plan and them kind of things. So you know, you have money coming out of your salary. Yo, that day when I get paid, I go with $66, you know. After all of the deduction, you know, $66. You know. You check. When I reach home with that $60, I just hand it over and I say, watch. Look at the pay slip. Look at the money. You do what you could do with it. And for the next 2 weeks, I had to struggle to reach to work. You know. You understand? From St. David's to St. George's, you know. I had to be bombing, ride, walking, all kind of thing, you know. You check? Y'all doesn't know the sacrifices that some of us men just have to make. I'm telling you, you know. Telling you, you know. I had it rough, eh? But at the end of the day, I still treat everything with a smile, you know, because why I'm still here. You understand? And I treat every situation that I've been through as a learning process, because instead of it making me get down there, instead of it making me, you know, like go down and them kind of stuff, I could see myself going places. I mean, I'm not where I want to be at the moment, but I could see my achievements. You understand? I didn't let what had happened to me in the past stop me from achieving things, but yes, it did do a lot of damage to me, because when I tell you straight out, the actress is serious. Don't achieve me any day together. Don't tell me you love me, you know. Don't tell me that, you know. And I cannot take that one from my queen. My queen don't believe in the word love. If you love, show it. You understand? My queen married. She husband would call her, tell her he love her, and she would never answer. You understand? That doesn't mean she don't love him, you know. But she believes in the action part of love and not the word. You understand? You check. But anyways, right? As I say now, I have a series of live coming for you guys. This is the one I decided to make the first one, which should not have been the first one. But you have to start somewhere to get somewhere, right? So you guys, I will have some more live coming up again. You understand? What, you know, I just had to kind of build the courage to do it, right? Because these were things that I've decided to put away. You know, these were things that I tried to leave behind me. But, you know, one thing I just always tell people, if there's a problem, deal with it. So don't put it away, because when you put it away, it will manifest itself and it would become a problem where it cannot be fixed. You understand? So I know for a fact that there's a lot of things about me that needs restructuring, because I mean, I wasn't sober. This is also how I became from a lot of the damages that was done to me. You understand? But I don't want to be a time bomb to anybody. So I decided to start to deal with them, and this is how I started to want to deal with them, by sharing it. Right? You all should have noticed that my page is mixed up sometimes with a lot of memes. It would be a lot of jokes, you know. I mix up the content and everything. You understand? So let me just take that to comments as seen in the end there. Alright, so okay. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, right. Some of those comments I would reply to it via comment reply. Yeah, but then so like I was saying, right, yeah. If you do a lot of sacrifices, right, keep doing them, right? Because at the end of the day, we cannot look on man for blessing, right? You understand? The good you do would always come back to you. It would always come back to you, and I could testify to that a little, you know, because I mean, yes, I'm not perfect, but at the end of the day, I always try to put my best foot forward, and I've always been rewarded for it, right? So you guys, keep safe. You know, we have 6 more days to go. You understand? Let me get through it to our best, and you guys have a blessed one.